This is the Washington Times front page for Wednesday, October 12th, 2022. Thanks for joining us. I'm George Gerbo. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy pleaded with the West to provide an air shield over his country after another wave of unrelenting Russian attacks killed at least 19 people. Pentagon correspondent Ben Wolfgang reports Zelenskyy made the remarks while addressing a virtual gathering of the Group of 7 leading industrial nations. The U.S. and its Western allies have provided Ukraine with a host of defense systems and other military equipment since the start of the war, but Zelenskyy said the latest attacks demonstrate a need for more. He specifically called for sophisticated defense systems capable of repelling Russian air assaults. Russian drone and missile strikes over the past several days have targeted Ukrainian infrastructure, including in Kyiv. The Ukrainian capital had relative peace in recent months, while most of the fighting was concentrated in the eastern Donbas region. A new study finds students are struggling even amid billions of dollars in COVID-19 relief money that's been sent to school districts to offset learning loss. Tom Howe reports analysts at the American Educational Research Association said schools likely need $700 billion to address learning loss, mainly due to remote instruction. Schools received about $189 billion from the Elementary and Secondary School Emergency Relief Fund over the last 2 years. The study says the funding fell short, failed to target the schools in greatest need, and wasn't tied to policy outcomes. The study looked at earlier estimates of learning loss, time spent in remote instruction, and the cost of increasing student achievement. The findings coincide with data on declining math and reading scores on standardized tests. Prosecutors in the trial of Igor Danchenko say the Russian analysts lied to FBI officials and spurred their troubling behavior while going after the Trump campaign in 2016. Jeff Murdoch reports special counsel John Durham's team of prosecutors say Danchenko misled FBI agents about how he obtained information for a dossier. FBI agents used the dossier to help obtain a warrant to wiretap Trump campaign aide Carter Page, who was suspected of working with Russia. Page was never charged with a crime, and no evidence emerged to support claims against him. At the trial's first day, Danchenko's defense attorneys blamed the FBI for asking vague questions and not following up with more questions. You can read all of these stories at WashingtonTimes.com/front page. You can also find our entire lineup of news, commentary, and sports podcasts at WashingtonTimes.com/podcasts. The Biden administration is reminding draft-age transgender women that they need to register with the Selective Service for potential military conscription. Joseph Clark reports the Selective Service system called attention to the matter in a recent Twitter post. The post included a link to the administration's Who Needs to Register section of the Selective Service website to clarify that U.S. citizens or immigrants who are born male and change their gender to female are still required to register. The policy contradicts President Biden's support for transgender identity, including transgender females competing in women's sports. And finally, national politics reporter Seth MacLachlan visited Arizona to talk with supporters of former President Trump to understand their fervency. Trump has made false claims of widespread tampering with ballot boxes and bogus voting from the 2020 election. The sentiment of his supporters runs so deep it's transformed the national political landscape, forcing candidates to pick sides in a debate in which the heft of evidence leans one way and the voice of a former president pushes the other. Find all of today's front page stories at WashingtonTimes.com/front page or on the Washington Times app, and find us wherever you get your podcasts. Just search Washington Times in any major podcast app. You can also find us on Twitter and Instagram at Wash Times for breaking news, sports, commentary, and more. For the Washington Times, I'm George Gerbo.